we're positioned and we can navigate that storm properly, we come out the other side smiling, while everybody else, unfortunately, is going to pay the price for that ignorance.
Yeah, that's what I had done too. We had grew into 2 markets, and we weren't really, we just thought it was going to be sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, crazy times, but Hey guys, so it's Gavin here from Pro Commerce Capital, and I'm joined today by Mike Davis. He's one of our newer starters, joined us in the early part of the new year, focused purely on real estate. If you followed our other videos, you'll know why we're doing that. Obviously, the economic conditions and everything that's coming in the future. So, Mike, welcome. Please, if you can, just kick off with a brief history as to who you are and why are you doing loan brokering?
Yeah, like Gavin said, my name is Mike Davis. I live in the Annapolis, Maryland area up here near DC, and I'm transitioning out of the military and getting into this commercial business with Pro Commerce. I do have about a 15-year experience in the residential mortgage space and brokerage and insurance. As I was transitioning out of the military, was just researching companies, and I like the foundation and the format of how Pro Commerce kind of brings you on and with the training and the available tools to help you succeed. And they've helped me develop the long goal that Gavin discusses about how to be successful in this business. So that's what made me decide to select to work with you guys.
Great stuff. And how's it been from day one to where you're at now? Because the way I'm looking at it from the outside in is your progress is actually fast tracking. You're getting some really good connections now.
Yeah, I'm my marketing. I'm going after the more of the higher net worth people looking to do, they're looking to do like multiple projects at once. Because I think with this downturn that is going to eventually come, I don't think that it's going to touch them. It's going to keep my, the revenue consistent. I've started reaching out here in my local community. Had some really great meetings with some of the area's larger real estate attorney firms. And what my whole thinking process was to just get my foot in the door with one lead source and then let that lead source introduce me to the other ones to kind of build my network out like that, instead of going in as a cold lead into like CPAs and commercial real estates in the area. So that's worked really well for me.
Just to touch on that, actually, because there's so many ways to get out to market. There's so many ways to build that network out, and you've approached it, I think, in a very smart way. For somebody that's kind of watching this video right now and is looking at this profession, can you explain, how that played out? Because some people could think, well, how do I even do that? How do I contact that type of individual and actually even get a meeting? Like, what has your experience been like with doing that?
Well, how I started out was I just Googled in my area, real estate attorneys, and I looked for the ones that came in like the first top 10 searches, sent emails out to all 10 of those, and I sent it out to the main partner of each firm. And out of those 10 that I had sent, I got one reply back. Went and had a breakfast meeting with him this week, and it went really well. We've got a second follow-up meeting where I'll be meeting with the actual main partner of the attorney firm next week, and he's working up to maybe bring one of their lead CPA contacts with them for a lunch meeting next week. And so that's the process of how I got that attorney lead in the area. So it may take more than 10 emails, but that was my experience. What happened?
I think it's one of those things like, luck. You make your own luck, right? If you didn't do that, you wouldn't get the opportunity that's now rolling out in front of you. Right. And it's kind of actually statistically, that's roughly the right sort of ratio. You're never going to get 100% of everybody replying back to you. But I always look at it as well as, why did they respond? So it's kind of like, what's in it for that CPA to actually have that meeting with you in the first place? Like, how did you, not looking to understand what you wrote in the email, but how did you position yourself for that person to actually say, this guy's worth my time to at least meet him?
Right. Well, when I was writing the emails, I leave it very conversational. I'm not in there promising the best rates, the best programs. It's just, hey, I'm local, hard money lender. This is what we do. I'm very candid with them. We offer the same rates that a lot of others do out there. Just being, and I think that a lot of people appreciate the upfront honesty. And in the emails, by no means am I salesy at all. I do try and mimic my replies and responses with how they're emailing me, the communication, to kind of make it the same. And so, I just made zero promises in the email, just saying, hey, I'd like to reach out, maybe set up an appointment and just come by and meet. I'm just trying to build my real estate network in this area, and went from there.
And that is actually how simple it is. And I think that's, you've probably seen some of the videos on our channel as well, but we say this, and I always have this saying that if you're selling, you're doing it wrong. And guys, if you're watching this video, I want to make the point here, because this is as simple as just being yourself and to Mike's point, being truthful. And what will happen is, where you've got an individual like that CPA, clearly he can see that that's truth, because he's probably used to all these different people emailing him, spamming, making all these bold claims and promises, which we all get that type of inflow. And you've got to accept that I would say 90% of your competition, and I haven't validated that statement, but we all know it, sells this profession. They're selling themselves, and it's the wrong way to do it. So that CPA has clearly seen some value in that meeting with you. And clearly with the way you've handled the meeting, that's now opened some more doors. Mm. And all Mike did was go on Google and email 10 firms, 10 partners at 10 firms. Now, we don't know where that's going to go yet, but you can see that he's now being introduced to some serious people that also have their own connections. And that's the trick to this. It's not about cranking this wheel every single day, busting your ass. It's just about playing the smart game and the long game. And really, that's it. Just be yourself. Be normal. Be truthful. So you've got that going on. You've got some nice clients kind of lining up now. And we're actually fast tracking you, aren't we, through the program? Because we can see that, it's almost like if we keep to the structure of the training program, we're holding you back from you getting where you want to be. And we want to kind of let you loose and do your thing. So in terms of the experience of the program and support, can you sort of touch on that? I know you're working with Michael. Like how has that been to date for you?
It's been good. Anytime, like I said, the commercial space with hard money lending, that's new to me. Michael's been great when answering questions when I needed them. The training videos that y'all put out as far as like how to market yourself or how to handle calls in this, like I said, in the hard money space, it's been very helpful to me. And it's also, even though I come from residential financing, there's more of an emotional aspect to it than there is on this. Because when you're dealing with investors, if the deal makes sense and the numbers make sense, that you're not dealing with an emotional client per se. Like I said in the opening, just the systems and the training that you have in place, and some of the lenders that you guys are working with, it just it's helped bring my knowledge on this hard money lending side and commercial side along a lot quicker than what I expected.
Yeah, that's great. Where do you see then, if you look at where you're at now, your network's slowly building out, you've got some clients coming on board. What's your plan for the future? Like where do you see yourself taking this?
Well, the foundation that I'm laying right now is, it's kind of like this network of people that I'm building right here locally where I'm at. I want people out there selling my name and my product for me, because that's expanding me tenfold of what I'm doing. And I'm doing some other things as far as like the PDF that I had generated that I sent to you. I do some online marketing with that, and I capture people's emails, names, and it adds automatically to a list that I have set up. So I do that a little bit different in the marketing aspect of how y'all teach, just because I'm experienced from the past of how I used to do that. I'm more about trying to automate this as much as possible, because the more that I can automate it, the more I can just go out there and meet people as my business is still building. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a smart play. I mean, guys, what Mike's really doing is he's focused on his personal brand. And that's really the key thing. And I say this a lot. No one cares about the brand, the company that you're working for. People buy people, right? People work with people, and Mark's leveraging other people to then leverage his personal brand. And look, if we think about Business 101, what is it? There's a reciprocation of value from the two parties. Somebody bringing value to the other person, and that's where the relationship starts. And Mike knows that clearly. So he's kind of, and correct me if I'm wrong, because this is the way I see the strategy. You're just sowing seeds. You're planting the seeds. You're tending the seeds, and these things will grow. Excuse the analogy, but it's the best way to do it. And these things start to grow over time, and they become something. And then your name starts to become something. It solidifies in that local community. And then once the first person's got that value received, this is confirmed, Mike's the guy that we need to work with, that's when the referrals will start kicking in. And that's when more business starts coming your way. So if you're, and I'm saying this for Mike because it's the way I see your strategy, if there's no one in Mike's local area doing it in the same way, as long as Mike keeps consistently doing it, ultimately he will be the dominant brand for anything real estate funding in your local area. And I'm assuming that's the key play, right? That's what you're looking to build out.
Yeah, that's right. With that meeting that I had with that the attorney this week, we sat there for over an hour and a half, had breakfast, and just talked, and not once did it come up, tell me about the company.
Yeah.
He did not ask one question. It was all about me, my background, my family, what I was doing, how the kind of experience that I had in this market. And I told him that I was new to the commercial space, and he didn't have a problem at all. And it was just great, but the company didn't come up at all. And you're right. I'm branding my name. But when I hear, I want the community talking about Mike Davis, not, no knock on pro commerce, but
I get it.
That's how we're all successful, though.
Yeah,
is by people getting to know me and what I do. Right.
Absolutely right. Yeah. And again, I say this to other folks that kind of talk to us about joining the program, and we do get some that are like, well, I don't really want it. I want my own brand. I want my own thing going on. And when you're starting out, I can understand why you want to do that. But the bottom line is that what anyone lacks when they start is the knowledge. And again, the smart play, you want the knowledge, you're consuming the knowledge, and you're focused on your personal brand, because like that CPA, he's a smart guy, clearly, because he doesn't care about the company. He's assessing you for who you are. And, he's assessing, and I'm making the assumption, but I think this is what most of them, anyone would do. Can I put my name to your name?
Right, because they have a brand as well that they have
absolutely
to
right.
protect.
Yeah,
right,
exactly. And that's why he was asking the questions in the way he was doing it. Who is this guy? He wants to know you, not the company that you're representing. Because we've all had bad experiences of individuals that work for apparently good companies. So it's not the company that makes the person; it's the person basically who makes the person. So what I'm trying to impress upon you guys here is Mike's approach is absolutely the right approach. Now, if you've seen any other sort of video content on YouTube, there's all this hype that's out there. I'm hoping you're seeing a different approach here, because Mike's approach is very much consultative. He's not the salesman. He's not that typical broker. He's adding value to people, and he's taking the time to understand what it is they want. And in turn, they're giving him the time, So again, reciprocation of value.